everybody. What up, though?
What up, Joe? We say that with our chest out today. What up,
Welcome
though?
to Clink with Cam and Kay.
Yes.
This is.
I'm Cam.
And I'm Kay. Hey. So this is your first time tuning into us. We want to say, what up, though? Welcome. And we are a podcast. We are sister friends. We are filmmakers. We are podcasters. We are singers. We are content creators.
We are all that.
All things creative. It's about.
We are that. And we can say that we are all that because so a man think of therefore is he.
Hey, come on now. Come on.
With you having confidence in yourself.
All right.
And that's just gonna go into our little segment in a minute. But yes. Right. But I'm Cam and that's my girl Kay. And we are here and we from the D.
Yes. So if you want to just like follow us on the screen, you should have some Cam information. We can get her. We're gonna get her a link tree, y'all. We're gonna set that up. We're gonna set that up.
My girl gotta hook me up.
Right, I gotta hook her up. And then you see my information here. And we are just a podcast. We sip. That can be wine, that can be water. But today we have smoothies. And I'll tell y'all what I put in a minute.
Yeah, because Kay got us on a health kick.
Yes. So we are just a podcast. We like to say that we are grown and we talk about grown people-ish over here.
Okay. And we're transparent. We talk about our lives. We talk about things that are going on in the world, but we just want to keep it real.
We do. And, because we appreciate when other folks keep it real with us. So because we keep it real with people,
each other, people, and just life. There's no need in going through life, living your life to the fakest. Right. You need to live your life to the fullest. So that's what we're doing.
So if you it's your first time, again, just we're not going to ask that you go ahead and subscribe. Watch us first. You gonna like us now.
You might as well subscribe because if you subscribe to all that other stuff, you can subscribe to
now.
Us. You know what I'm saying?
But let me just quickly tell you the order of a girl. But I'm a church girl. I'm about to say order of the service.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Glory.
Don't start the praise and worship.
So this is the order of how it's going to go today in today's episode. First, we're going to start off with an inspirational moment. There's something that gets you inspired. We just like to share some inspiration, from time to time. So we're going to start with that. And then we are just going to briefly talk about what went down in the D this past Friday.
And you can't tell us
nothing. And then our main topic, we are just going to be talking about, our parents and them getting older and us taking care of them and tending to them and what that looks like. So we're going to talk about that too. Okay. Because we know that, a lot of people that look at us, in our age group, our parents getting older.
Yeah. And we have to remember the one day you too will be old.
Yes.
So,
all right. So start us off with the inspiration.
My inspiration, moments today is to be kind, be thoughtful, and be empathetic. A lot of times it's easiest for us to be kind and thoughtful to strangers and empathetic to strangers, but we are not kind, thoughtful, and empathetic to our parents, to our siblings, and to people in our families. I know that we don't lead perfect lives. None of us do. We have our bumps and bruises and our flaws, but flaws and all, we are all beautifully flawed, and we need to share empathy. So my moment for today to uplift you is be kind to yourself, be kind to others, show people empathy because you have no idea what they could be going through in their life. And you could be the one person who is kind to them and that is showing them empathy. And in those small moments, even a smile, you could change their life and you could even save their life. So be kind.
I like that because like you said, a lot of people can be more kind, thoughtful, and empathetic to a total stranger than the ones that we love. So that's good. That's a good reminder.
Yeah. Have to gotta love ourselves, but we gotta love the folks too.
Yes. So before we go into what happened in the D, I just want to briefly say that like we are trying to do better, y'all. We trying to do better. We're trying to, I done got a doggone dietitian / nutritionist. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying.
I'm being forced. No, I'm just kidding. good.
Yes.
We got to be
So
accountable to each other.
we do. So the smoothie that I made tonight it is one of my favorites to
It
make.
tastes peanut
Yeah,
buttery.
it's a
It's good.
chocolate peanut butter. So what's in it is, of course, peanut butter, almond milk,
Mm.
and I put chocolate protein whey,
Way.
and I put some oats
Okay.
and some honey and ice. Y'all, that's the bomb. Y'all, it's so good. I love chocolate and peanut butter together.
I love chocolate and peanut butter too, and it is good. Now, if you're trying to make it taste like a Reese cup, it ain't gonna taste like that. Everything that is good for you is not always going to be sweet, but
Right.
she made the perfect blend because it is just sweet enough and healthy. And
Yeah.
I did enjoy it, and I am going to drink all of it because I like it.
Good. Thank you.
So she is our new smoothie woman of
I
ceremonies.
mean, hell, I got the Vitamix. I've been having my Vitamix for years now. I might as well put it to good use.
Hey,
All right, y'all. So, if you don't know,
if you
if you
don't
don't know
know
us
us
by
by
now,
now,
that's another thing. We may occasionally break into a song. Okay. All right. So, this past Friday, what was Friday's date? What was that? The 7th? Because today's the 8th, right? Yep.
yep,
So, this past Friday in Detroit,
in Detroit.
we had an old train station that was put up
It's a
before, way before I was born. It was
it's a landmark.
110 years old, okay? And it closed like years ago, and it became like an eyesore in the city because it was like abandoned.
Man,
It was just,
people went into it. They pillaged it. They stole
yeah,
out. They stole the beautiful
homeless people, in there.
chandeliers. They
And
stole all the artifacts out of it.
yeah. So what the Ford family did, they bought it
Hmm.
6 years ago because it took 6 years to restore it. Um, and so what they wanted to do for the city to celebrate is to put on a concert. It was produced by Eminem, and he did the damn thing.
He did the damn thing.
Eminem produced a show. Okay, he had. I love the variety. It was streaming live on Peacock. On what was that, Thursday night? It was Thursday night. My bad. So it was streaming live on Peacock Thursday night. That's when I saw it,
Hmm.
and it's going to air on regular TV. I believe NBC this coming up Sunday.
It's supposed to, but I think they got it on YouTube already. You know, YouTube be
Right. But
so
we highly suggest, Cam, when I was watching it, I was like, wow, this is like in our city. Because it's like Big Sean said, because Big Sean was kind of like part of it too, like of the renovation, and all of that.
it to me it made my heart smile because Detroit is back on the map. We have
Yes,
so
we
many
are.
beautiful things. We are a strong city.
We are
We
resilient
are so
people.
resilient. And it's just really nice to see that they are putting money
Hmm.
back into, and that building was so big
Hmm.
and such an eyesore. And I used to always just look at it and say, I wish they would restore it. I wish that somebody would if I had the money, I would
Hmm.
restore it.
Hmm.
So for somebody else to come along that
Hmm.
had the money to restore it for our city is huge.
It was very huge, and I remember tickets, going on sale for it. So it was like $150 a pop, and 'cause the people who lived in the area, because let's be real, keep it real.
Mm.
Detroit is gentrified. They
It's
gentrifying it,
very
very
gentrified. Yes,
gentrified.
because
Okay.
at some point they had a place called, they were saying, an empowerment zone. But as we know, in most cities, that when a zone is empowered, they know the plans 15 years before. So what
Hmm.
ended up happening is a lot of us didn't know anything about it. So a lot of people who were African American moved out of the neighborhoods because the neighborhood had gone down so much. It's
Hmm.
in what an area called Midtown, and so now it's gentrified and
Hmm.
everyone, moved here from all over the place. And it's very eclectically cultural.
It is, and I like when during the concert, Big Sean was actually, because they had like little clips of them going
Hmm.
into the building, and Ford, I think his name is Bill Ford. He was saying that, y'all. Detroit is about to, it's that it city. It's going to be that it city
Well, you know that we're like one of the top places to live, cities to live in now. Whereas some
now,
years
because you
ago,
know why though? Because every time a town have this type of company, they become one of the tops
well, you know,
in
we're
that train station. Because they call it Michigan Central now.
yeah,
It's
but you
Michigan
know, the
Central.
Ford family has been very instrumental in so many things in the Detroit metropolitan area because you know we had Ford Motor Company, of course,
Mm-hmm.
in Dearborn for many, many years. So they one thing I can say, I love them because they have
Mm-hmm.
stayed true to the
They
city.
have. So one thing that the Ford family, the Michigan Central, is housing startup companies, innovators, and tech. Girl, I was like, once I heard it, I was like, oh yes, Detroit is that city now. Tech,
Yes.
because we have the first charging road down there.
So much
Okay,
stuff. And just
I felt looking
I
at it, I just felt proud because we're coming back.
yeah, and you can see it coming because it's just so much culture. Whenever you bring culture back to a area, it just is booming. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all the historical places that are near downtown are booming and getting grants and funding.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the city's back on
But
the
I
map.
did though. When I looked at the crowd, I was like,
Mm,
okay, a lot of
there's a lot of snow,
snowflakes.
yeah, but it was a couple of little
Yeah,
raisins
yeah,
thrown
because I knew
thrown
some
in there.
people personally that was down there.
It's
So
just, and it's not that we welcome all
yes,
everyone, but the thing is, it's like
don't push us out.
it's just sad that you have to, you know, when you have a city that comes back, like my mother couldn't stand Diana Ross. She couldn't stand Diana Ross for years because she said when she was in Motown, she never gave Detroit a free concert, but she went to New York and gave them a free
What?
concert. Never, 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 never.
What?
So now that the train station opened, now that she is 80 years old, she finally came back to Detroit and gave a free
You know
concert. This
what?
was the
But she
first
looked
free
good though.
concert.
Miss
She
Ross. She
did.
looked and sounded good. I
She looked
was
like a nice,
like,
big, pretty
okay.
orange.
She,
She was cute.
she was. So the
But
performers.
I'm just saying with the I ain't say that, Diana. I said my mama and them said you didn't come
Right.
back when you should have came back
But
and gave a
I
concert.
just
But
felt I did though. I was like I felt so proud because people been shitting on Detroit for years. For years
can't shit out on us no more.
we've been like the number one murder capital, murder city, all that.
And let me clear
Come
something
on,
up.
go ahead, tell them, let them know.
When people were getting their cars stolen and all that, people were stealing cars out in the suburbs, doing insurance jobs, and dumping them in the city. Detroit people were not just stealing cars and having all that crime and stuff. People always say Detroit when it can't also be the Detroit metropolitan area.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily in Detroit. But since you don't know where places like Bloomfield, Farmington Hills, or Pontiac or different places are, they always say Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Because
So
that's the big
that's
city
what
that's
people would
known.
notice. So,
Yeah.
and we actually have a Detroit sign too. I was like, okay, Detroit, come through. It's cute. It's
So
cute. It's cute for the landscape. I mean, they really couldn't put like a Hollywood sign. It's like, come on.
right.
They were like,
I
it's
haven't seen it
little.
up close.
I saw it when I was driving.
It looks better than pictures.
It's nice for the landscape. Because I mean, if you
Okay.
got a little bitty hill, you can't put no big ass letter on a little bitty. I mean, come on, it doesn't work. With the
Right.
landscape.
In
So
other words, we Detroit baby, we are coming back. We are
yes,
there.
that
Okay,
old English D.
that's right. And girl, I was on Westmoreland Street today off 7 Mile.
I
I
mean, it should
saw
be
a
quiet. You see, she got me eating this popcorn.
I
Healthy.
saw a snow bunny jogging on Westmoreland off 7 Mile. For those who know, you know.
She probably
So
got.
they come. So yeah.
She probably got her Omar. She ain't over there jogging for no reason.
Right.
She got something to jog about.
But yeah, y'all. So Detroit is up. We're up and coming. You're gonna see a lot of stuff coming out of
But
Detroit,
if
and
you,
I'm just glad. Even though I'm a little bit outside, but I'm a still Detroit
she a
girl,
Detroit girl.
born. Okay.
Yes. But the thing that's so wonderful is downtown is
Mhm.
absolutely gorgeous. And we have to, say that because it absolutely is. You have so many nice little places to walk, so much art, so
Mhm.
much culture. And also we do still have Belle Isle, which is a beautiful island that a lot of families are still going to, and come to Detroit visit. You will have a great
Yes, you will
time.
have a great time. Don't worry about don't
the lies.
This come.
Yes. And also we have so much history in architecture. Me personally, I love architecture. So
Same.
if you want to see some of the most beautiful churches and cathedrals in the world, you should come to downtown Detroit. And in Detroit, if we don't have nothing else, we got a whole lot of churches, and they are beautiful churches. And on my page, I'm going to show a clip of a cathedral that I visited a couple of weeks ago, and it was I would have never known that it was in Detroit. And I was like, oh my gosh, but they're there. So you're passing these buildings all the time, and you have no idea what's inside of them.
So. Yeah. So, and this, because we about to wrap up this subject. For those who want to actually see the inside of the train station or Michigan Central, you can do so. It's going to be open to the public Fridays and Saturdays starting June 21st, only in the summer. So I plan to make my way down there.
Well, I hope I'm out of the country during that time. Ain't that about it?
No, till the summer's over.
Oh, I'm about to say, I thought it was like a week.
No.
Yeah, so Detroit is back on the map, so you can get your little T-shirts and stuff, you know.
Welcome to Detroit City. Hey, okay. That's their song. Trick and Eminem, and they did that. Oh, I felt so proud.
I was like, all right, Trick.
Right, he still got it. He still got it. Okay.
All right, Eminem.
Right. Okay, girl. So let us know what got us the inspiration to talk about this next topic.
Well,
main topic.
I'm just gonna say, because we are so transparent. Don't you like Kay's hair in my hair? Yeah. Well, we were having.
She did it, honey.
Right, that stuff. We were having us a sister girl bonding braiding thing, and while we were doing that, we were watching. Kay put on a comedy show by Marlon Wayne. It's called Good Grief
on Amazon Prime.
And he was talking, but it wasn't just a comedy show. It was more like a conscience comedy show. He wanted to share his feelings because, we have laughter for our pain. That's what comedy is for. But you could tell he was really going through it because he was talking about his parents a lot. He has lost both of his parents. And he was sharing with us and letting us know that grief is real, and how he talked about his family. He talked about his mother, how he loved her, how he was, there for her. And
child, it was a comedy show, but he had me. I was crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were sitting there like I'm
like, damn, Mom,
he was crying.
I'm supposed to be laughing.
He was crying.
Yeah, that's what got me.
Because it was so wonderful to see him transparent and just be real. But he was funny though, because he said, well, Mama, I told my mama you didn't do too bad because you got 5 millionaires, and if I act right, I might make it to millionaire status. He said, and one crackhead. So 10 out of
you did good, Mama.
You did real good. It was just, but the thing that was so heartwarming is his love for his parents. And when they said that when Keenan and them first got money, his father didn't have the proper dental. He didn't have any teeth. And he said he wouldn't smile, because he was a real man and he took care of his children. And instead of him going out getting them veneers, he was worried about making sure that his children were eating them and that they were taken care of. So he was saying how when they did buy him teeth, how he just smiled. And he was so happy, and he smiled everywhere that he went. And I thought that was just like so heartwarming. But the thing I love more than anything is he talked about not what they bought them, but the time they spent with them and the memories they had of their parents when they were children.
Yeah, so you get a chance, go ahead and you got Amazon Prime, go ahead and watch that Marlon Wayans' stand-up Good Grief on Prime. And just so you know, you're gonna be crying. You're gonna feel something, because it was almost as if I'm like, dang, he up there ministering. Like
it was like it was like some real grown man-ish.
Yeah.
Because he did it he was being transparent. He didn't care how you felt, what you thought. Yeah, you might have thought that you were going to get one thing, but he was really ministering to us, telling us, take care of your parents. He was wrong as hell, though, because he was like, it ain't no way in the world that Magic Johnson should have lived all these years and Kobe died. That part had me a little off.
We're not going to tell y'all too much.
Not too much.
Go ahead and
that was a spoiler.
Right.
So it was funny. But I think that we're in a time now where people are being more conscientious of the things that they're saying. And the message really was love your parents, spend time with your parents, be there for your parents, because our parents are not perfect, but they have sacrificed a lot for us. And now that they're older, we have to be there for them. I mean, just like now, my father passed a couple of years ago. And, but when he was sick, we all took care of him. You know, we did everything that we could for him. We were there for him. And with that being said, at the time I was over a ministry. And when my father got sick, it was just like the church just wanted to just keep going on. Like, okay, well, your dad's sick. Okay, we'll pray for him. Hallelujah. But we need you here.
Yep.
Ministry starts at home.
Needless to say, are you never mind.
No, I am no longer at that church, not because, but because I had to be there for my mother, to give her my support, my siblings, and I had to be there for my father. And I really did not have time or the capacity mentally, emotionally to try to be there for other people. I have been there for other people all my life. And what I found is, and I'm not trying to be ugly, but they were not there for me when my father got sick. It's like, oh, your dad's sick. We're going to pray for him. And, oh, okay, next. Hey, how are you doing? And it's kind of like, wow. And you wouldn't think that. So that's why it's important to me for the empathy, because one day you too are going to lose a parent if you haven't already, and you're going to have to go through it. And don't just brush people off and just be like, oh, well, your dad's sick or they're in the hospital. Oh, well, okay, hallelujah, God's will be done. Don't nobody want to hear God's will is going to be done. I know that already. Right. What you need to hear is, what can I do for you and your family? Action. Do you need me to cook a meal? Do you need me to come with you? Maybe if you're a singer, can I come and sing to your dad, sing at his nursing home? What can I do to be there for him? What do you have all the resources? I didn't get any of that, but thank God he had everything he needed, because he had worked all his life, and financially we didn't have to take care of dad because dad could take care of himself. Because he prepared. And I say that too, as sisters, friends, parents, we need to prepare for the future. Even if you don't have children, you can still put a trust in place or something in place for your stuff to go where it need to go and to who it need to go to.
Yeah, while we were looking at his comedy special, and he came to that part when he was saying that, he said, if you still have your mother, your father, cherish them, call them every day. He said, I wish I could. And that got me, because I'm not a big caller, I need to do better. And that is like, okay, yeah, I'll say I have to do that just sparked something in me to do better. Like, even I love my mom, and I know my mom love me, that's
without saying
right. So, I love my mom, but girl, we have our moments.
And life be life.
We have our moments, it's like but at the end of the day, that's my mom, and I love my mom, and would do anything for my mom. So, but I just had to, for me, watching that again, I'm like, okay, I got to do better.
Yeah, because I spend, I spend my every time, I'll be like, it's mommy day or whatever. But what is one day out of your life to spend with your parent? And the thing he kept saying is, when he was spending time with his mother, his parents, that they were so honored that they were spending that time with them, because a lot of times your parents don't want to be a burden to you.
Right. Yeah, because like, case in point, my mother called me, it was that Thursday morning. It was like 6:45. I was like, I'm very cranky in the morning. Like, you waking me up out my sleep. I think I get that from my daddy, because she told me, like, he kind of like the same way.
I get it from my dad.
Right. So like it rung. I was like, oh, sorry, it's probably nothing. I was like, I'll call her back when I get up. And then she called right back. I'm like, okay, so that's something. So I was like, yeah. Like I said, I get cranky. And then she was like, I need you to, take me to the emergency. I was like, okay. So I got, ready as fast as I
You
could, and
crouching tiger, hitting, dragging your butt out the bed. Mm-hmm.
right. And, I, took her to, the emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And, thank God, it was, she was just a little dehydrated. So that was,
But
that
we
was
we
good.
can't take for granted because one day
Exactly.
it might really be something, and
Hmm.
you not getting, not saying you per se, but
Yeah.
I'm just talking to everyone else. Nothing in life is convenient.
Hmm.
You're not convenient. You get on people's nerves too.
Right.
But
But,
we, when they're older, it's hard for them
yeah.
to ask you for help because they do not want to be a burden.
True. And, because afterwards, because she was like, I'm hungry, because, we was at a hospital that has good food. We was at Beaumont.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the cafeteria and everything. And I was gonna pay for my own food. She was like, "No, I got it, because you didn't have to do it." I was like, I said, 'cause I used to hate when she did that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll
You
give you
like,
this
you're
if you
my
take me here.
mother,
I'm like,
right? You're my
no,
mother,
what the heck.
girl.
But she was like, "But you didn't have to do it, so I just let me." I was like, "Okay."
Girl, I got up the next day. I went to Sam's Club. I brought 18. They had 18 roses because she likes flowers. I did that, and then for Mother's Day, I had wanted to take her somewhere, but she was like, "I don't," and we went to go see my grandma.
Hmm.
So I took her and got a pedicure, and we went to Toast and
Okay.
had
Birmingham, the
lunch.
one in Birmingham, or
Mm-hmm.
okay.
On Wilbur, and she, like you said, she was just so happy. And it meant so much to me to just sit across from her and just look at her. Sometimes I think you just need to look at your parents. And if you take the time to look at them, you will notice different things about them, like they are getting older. And it's scary, but it's
Hmm.
also beautiful at the same time because it's really an honor to be able to sit across from them.
Hmm.
Um I'll have to say I had to apologize to my friends who had lost their parents younger because I never understood how they
Mm.
felt. But when I look at my mom, no, and now that my dad is gone,
Hmm.
it's something else. It's like, wow, she is not always gonna be here.
I know,
And
right?
then you be like, they getting on your nerves or they irritate you.
Yeah.
F that stuff. You better talk to your parents because one day you're gonna wish you could hear their voice. Or you wish they, girl, we about to start crying. Lord. Or you gonna wish that you could see them and they're gonna and you're not gonna be able to. So love your parents. Be there for your parents. If you haven't talked to your parents, because
Girl, damn.
talk to your
Girl, why you
parents.
take this damn time?
I know. But we just being honest though, because I didn't really talk to my father a lot until he got sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he got, because he was living his own life. He was doing his
Girl,
stuff,
I
his
mean, at least
own.
you talking to him. Shit, I haven't heard from man. I don't know how long. I keep saying I'm gonna pop up, but we, you know.
Reach out and touch.
Did she do that? She didn't do
No,
that, right?
I'm saying that because life be lifing,
Yeah.
and our parents aren't perfect. But I'm gonna be honest with you, my daddy was living his life, and if my father wouldn't have got sick, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have really probably been around him because he was doing his thing. Sure, he had about he had a my parents
Oh,
had been divorced
he
for
had a
years.
harem.
Man, my yeah,
Oh,
he
daddy.
had friends.
And his birthday on my day, right?
Yeah. How many of us have been? He had some special friends. But I just say that to say talk to your parents. We have to also stop looking at things with children eyes. What happened to you when you were 14 and you 50 now? Talk to your mother or your father. Talk to them and gain understanding because they're not the same people that they were then. Yes, they were imperfect.
Yeah.
They made mistakes, but at the end of the day, you don't know what they were going through. The only thing you're thinking about is yourself and how you feel and what
Mm-hmm.
you think and the information that you were given. Because I'm gonna be real with you, my mother didn't always give me the perfect information about my dad.
Mm-hmm.
But when I had a chance when he couldn't to be there and talk to him after he had his stroke, and I thank God that he could talk to me,
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot about my father. And what I learned is I was more like him than I thought that I
Mm.
was because I kept thinking oh, I got this from my mom. I got so much stuff from my dad.
And
And I
see,
was
and that's what
like,
I want to know. I need to talk to mine because my therapist, she did say like, just talk to him, not to have like per se like a I forgot how she put it, but like
a
just
resolution, but
yeah, but
just
like just
get
just
to know
talk,
him.
yeah. So yeah, I need to
Yeah.
do
Get to know him. Um, one moment I did get to have with my
that.
dad was one day I went to visit him and he said, I'm sorry. And he started crying.
Mm.
And when he told me he was sorry
Wish I
and
had
he
some tissue,
started
girl.
crying, it's okay. I just started crying and I just was like, I forgive you. Whatever he was talking about, I forgave him in that moment because I had to.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't want to forgive people because it's so easy to hold on to the hurt or the things that have happened to us or things that they have done to us. But you got to let that stuff go.
You do.
You got to
Because
let
that
it go.
it will eat you up in the inside, holding on to that anger, that bitterness and that strife. I had to one thing I can honestly say, like with my father, it was a point where I was angry. I was very angry at him. But I had years ago though, I had to let that go, and I forgave him. It's like I don't have like any type of anger towards him or anything. Um, because forgiveness is for us. Forgiveness is for us, and forgiveness again when you different emotions when not checked, like the negative emotions, it will manifest in your body. It will manifest in other ways that you don't want it to manifest. And it's just, while it may take a couple of like rounds of forgiveness, where it really sticks, just, make that choice to forgive.
Yeah. Because in that moment, when my father said he was sorry, he started crying.
Mm.
And I started crying. And I just forgave him for everything in the world. I wasn't, after talking to him, I wasn't mad about anything. I don't care. I wasn't mad about nothing. It was nothing. And I'm just glad that God allowed me to have that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a long time for you to have to fix things. It only takes a moment for you just have to lay down your pride and stop thinking about things with children's thoughts and ideologies, because when you're 40, 30, 40, you can't think about things that happen when you can't. My pastor used to have this sermon called Don't Park There. Different things happen to us in life. Say for instance something happened to you when you were 12. If you 40, 50 years old, are you going to carry that with you forever? That moment is forever gone.
Right.
But if you keep making yourself relive it, because you do have the power to cast down imaginations and throw that thought away and get a new thought. But we'll talk about that on another show. But you gotta just, it's not easy. It's a thing where you have to, you have to constantly keep doing it
at all,
over and over. It's a
and
process.
You're not all the way healed in that area. Is when not just your parent, but it's anyone when you're have to forgive someone, that when you see them, it brings up different type of
That
emotions.
feeling,
Yeah.
that feeling comes back. I thank God that that's one of my superpowers is that I can forgive people and I can forgive quickly. But the thing is, you have to, once somebody hurts you, you can forgive them, but then you just have to set those boundaries.
You do. Boundaries.
And those boundaries may not be that they need to be in your presence, but just forgiveness, like they say, is for you. It's not for them, it's for you.
Yeah. It's like take my ex for example. It's true forgiveness there.
I want to be crushing in the microphone. Be like,
It's
I was
true
talking.
forgiveness. I remember several years ago. I told him like, I forgive you. Even though what you did wasn't good, but I forgive you, and I really do like just wish him the best in his life. if he's dating, I really wish that he finds the one, and he's be a good man to her, and I just I really do just wish him the best.
I remember having that conversation with my ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
And one day it's been a long time ago, I said to him, I said, you were good to me, because he was. I said, but you didn't do anything but hurt my feelings. And not to say that my feelings don't matter, but when I thought about all the things, or all the things that a lot of people have gone through, it's always somebody has gone through worse things than
Oh
you've
yeah.
gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, cheating is not the end of the world. You can't forgive somebody if they do that, if they are unfaithful, because we live in a world full of imperfect people. But at the
It's the
time,
end of the world for me. I'm just saying.
but
That's my deal breaker. But go ahead.
but
Yeah.
at the
But yeah, yeah.
time that I had to learn that you can't just throw people away. And I understand that now. I didn't understand that then. You can't just throw people away, because people are gonna mess up. So it's like, and I know, different situations for situations, because different we've all forgiven people and whatever, but somebody keep on doing something over and over again.
Right.
Then no.
Right.
Don't keep on doing something to me and you gotta sleep next to me every night. That's all I got to say.
And I'm making food.
That part. That pillow might go. You done
Look,
seen them
not
movies.
homicide. Look.
No, just a little.
What could happen?
We talking about stuff that we saw on TV, but
right. Mm-hmm.
So we just gotta forgiveness is, but your deal breakers are your deal breakers, and if you're with someone and they are mistreating you and they keep breaking those deals, and they know, that's what bothers me with people, when you tell them what you've been through. Anyway, that's a whole nother show.
That's
but love your show. Parents.
Yes.
Forgive your parents and your brothers and sisters. Try to rekindle those relationships. Start anew. Like the Bible says, God gives us a new day every morning. Morning by morning. If God can forgive us and wake us up in the morning, you can forgive whoever did whatever, because you woke up. So you have another chance and another day to get it right.
Great is thy
faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto thee. Hallelujah!
With that being said,
forgive people. Yes. Love your parents.
Call them, check on them, spend time.
Look them in their face.
Again, I'm gonna do better on that.
And look them in their face, because there's a difference on the telephone. But when your mother or father is sitting in that chair across from you, and you actually see them and see the lines in their face, and if you pay attention to them and their hands
to
and
the gray hairs and
how they start shrinking when they get older. Pay attention to your parents. Love your parents. Be there for your parents, because it's a lot of older people who die of heat stroke. Is about to get hot. Make sure your parents got air conditioning. It's not gonna kill you to go buy them one, because you can go spend $400-500 on some hair, nails, lashes, and all the stuff that we get. On a unit. You can spend it on an air conditioning unit at Walmart. Amen.
Amen.
And for the men, you can spend $400-500 on her hair. You can spend $400-500 on your mother or your father to make sure that they are good, because you came out of them. You are their seed. And no, you did not ask to be born, but you are here. So while you are here, take care of your parents.
Yep.
Because they deserve that, because they gave you life.
So we just wanted to encourage you, again, we are grown and we talk about grown stuff and talk about life, and this is part of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of life. Yeah, so don't forget to just go ahead and like the video. Okay. That
Share.
put us in the algorithm. Okay. We are still on our road to 200.
Yes, we are.
And once we get 200 subscribers, we are going to have a nice giveaway. It's going to be really nice.
Yes.
Really nice.
We're gonna have a Cam and K, all things Cam and K party.
Hey,
But
especially when we get that 500 to 5,000 to 1,000. Oh, we really gonna party.
I foresee by next year we'll have at least 5,000 viewers.
Yeah, I
I'm
see that.
claiming it in the name.
Yes.
Hold it.
And go ahead and check out our Tuesday episodes of our recaps because we're doing the hour from Detroit.
The hour from Detroit. The D.
That's on BET Plus.
Yes.
My mother actually told me when we was in the hospital. She was like, "Don't you know?" She said, "Cause she always watch every episode."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, she was watching the episode and she of our recap of Diara, and she said, it was sounding good. She said she stopped it. She said, let me watch it. She said she sat there and binge watched all 10 episodes or 8 or however it is. And then she went back to it. I was like, what?
All right, mama.
She was like, it was good. She said, I really enjoyed it. I was like, see, we know what we're talking about when we recommend these shows.
We know.
All right. So thank you all for
joining us on
Clink Sipping Chat Edition.
Yes.
We'll see y'all next week
with the bougie
and we might
on.
have the same outfit on because we taping multiple episodes. Okay, so don't even come for us. Okay, so
unless we send for you.
Come on now. Okay, bye.
Bye.